You're listening to Real Talk Texas with local expert Steve Hakes. Now, here's Steve.
Welcome back. Today in the studio, we've got Aaron Graham of Highland Homes, and we have Alicia Trevino of Alicia Trevino Century 21. And she has offices in Uptown and Mesquite. And Highland Homes, Aaron, we're going to talk about Highland Homes. I know you're all over the Metroplex. They're one of the top builders in Texas. They're Texas homegrown, built only in Texas, was very unique, and they're not just a real little niche builder. They're building right now currently around 1,800 homes throughout the state of Texas. Aaron, there's a lot of buzz out there about, I guess when I built my first house was in 1982, and I was just happy to get in a house at that age. And so I'm just wondering, what do you see buyers coming in and asking for from Highland Homes? Are they asking about who you are? What's the concern of the buyers when they come in?
Well, the good news is we have a pretty good reputation in the marketplace. Most people come in and are familiar with us and are familiar with our quality and familiar that we've won 9 J.D. Power Awards, that we did, as you mentioned, Steve, win 2 back-to-back People's Choice Builder of the Year awards. So when they're coming in, they're looking to see, is this community right for me? Can I find a floor plan that meets my family's needs? But they also come in asking about energy efficiency. That is something that every buyer is asking about today. And it's one of the key reasons when you're comparing new versus an existing home is energy efficiency. There's really 3 reasons why someone would buy new versus existing. One is the energy efficiency. The other is contemporary design, not just colors and selections of countertops and things like that, but really architectural design. And then lastly, to have a warranty so they can live with peace of mind. But this energy efficiency is a big deal, Steve, and more buyers are asking, hey, what do you really do to be energy efficient? Do you guys remember Kermit the Frog from Sesame Street?
Yeah.
And he used to say, it's not easy being green. Well, it's not. And you can say you're green, and a lot of builders have said they are, but then they don't really live up to the hype. So buyers have become very savvy. They want to know specifically, is this going to deliver a lower utility bill? How is it going to do that? And who else is telling me that you've built a home that is energy efficient?
Well, I think one of the reasons that buyers are asking for that is that, number one, I believe in Texas we have some of the highest energy per kilowatt rates in the country, right? Mm-hmm. So it can be a big part of your bill. I mean, I own a house in Colleyville, and I always get that, do that switch your energy thing, because one month I forgot to switch and my rate went to the highest rate, and my electric bill in July was $1,200.
I feel your pain.
My wife was ready to kill me. She was ready to kill me. So I'm really in tune to the whole green thing, and I think greens, it's mostly the energy things. I'm confused. I don't know what Kermit the Frog's looking for there. I mean, what is a greenhouse?
Well, some buyers who are interested in using recycled materials and things like that are environmentally friendly. But Steve, at the end of the day, they're looking for lower utility bills. And for example, a home built today versus even 5 years ago can be far more energy efficient. I'll give you an example. A 3,700 square foot home today can have a heating and cooling usage component of their utility bill as low as $116 a month.
Average over the year.
That's right. If someone has 5 big screen TVs and 4 computers and 3 refrigerators, I can't control that. But the homes today are being built so energy efficient, so tightly constructed, that the heating and cooling component of that energy bill is very, very low. At Highland Homes, we use a program called Environments for Living. That is a third-party program that comes in and verifies that we've built the homes to a standard that can achieve that cost savings and are confident enough that they put a limited usage guarantee behind it. And that's pretty powerful to a buyer who's looking to reduce that utility bill. They may live in an existing home, comparable square footage, and pay $200 or $300 more a month on average in utilities.
And that's so true. And we talk to our buyers about that, because sometimes they go to the new home and they're saying, well, that's a lot more that I have to pay. Well, first of all, it's brand new. You have a warranty. And then your utility costs are so much lower that you can go and buy that home. And then on top of that, it's the only thing that's tax deductible anymore. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
So, we do have to counsel our clients that I understand that you're paying a little bit more, and it is a little bit more, but it's so worth it at the end of the day when you really stop and put the dollars to it.
Another change that happened in January on the mortgage side, on the lending side of it, is that before, when you did mortgage insurance, that part of that was not tax deductible like your interest is. Well, now it is. Mortgage insurance is tax deductible as well, as long as you fit in certain guidelines. So you want to check with your CPA on that. But if you don't have a full 20% to put down, there's still an opportunity to save money there as well.
Absolutely. I met a young couple that came into one of our sales offices one time. They had actually already owned a home. It was an older home, about 25 years old, and they were looking, after having lived there for 4 or 5 years, to move into a new home. And at first they were a little shocked because it was more expensive. But when they found out that they could save $200 or more a month on utility bills, well, guess what? That $200 a month let them build a more expensive home because of the low interest rates. I mean, $200 a month could translate into $30,000 or $40,000 of purchasing power.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I love, the fact that you can go into a new home, you can pick all your colors. Of course, you have to do it from the get-go, but you also have homes on the ground. Is that correct?
We do. In the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, we have about 175 inventory homes being built right now. Of those, about 40 which are move-in ready within 30 days.
And you can still pick some of your colors even then, right? Now, if you're about 2 months from completion, you still can pick carpet and paint, that type of thing?
Yeah, it depends on the stage of construction. Earlier the stage of construction on those inventory homes, there's some flexibility in choosing colors. The later stages, it becomes more difficult when they've already been installed.
How long does it actually take for you to build a home today?
About 5.5 months on average.
Okay, great. What if you have a home to sell? And this happens all the time. And I remember the good old days. What I like to call the good old days is we would be able to go ahead and put a house on the market and then going and putting them on their new home so they could start construction. That was really important. Someone who's sitting in a home right now thinking about moving twice, sometimes you have to do it, and you should because the rates are so wonderful. But that is something that I hear is coming back.
It is back. If you have a home to sell and you want to purchase a new home, build a new home with us, you can come in and write a contract, and we'll start your home.
That's wonderful. Let me tell you.
That wasn't happening last year.
No, it was not.
That's a big, big difference. And, one of the things I want to mention is that if you're in the DFW Metroplex, Highland Homes has homes in Allen, Forney, Frisco, Fort Worth, Keller, Lantana, McKinney, Prosper,
Saxe,
and the Colony as well. And so the range of price, I know you're listening out there and you think, okay, what's the range of price? And I would think that you get some first-time buyers, but a lot of second or third-time home buyers because your price range is between in the 190s to the 600s.
Or even higher. Yeah, Steve, we have 4 brands in Dallas-Fort Worth. Horizon Homes, which is our entry-level, Highland Homes, Huntington Homes, and Sanders Custom Builders. And we range anywhere from $150,000 to $1 million. So I think we've got your price range covered if you're looking for a new home.
And what'd you get for $150,000? Being a realtor who sells a lot of new homes and the market rebounding, I'm so happy to see that you're putting homes on the ground again. And, selling new homes is a lot of fun. And you have some of the best sales counselors out there. I am here to say that they are so wonderful to work with. And that's one of the things that as a consumer, as a buyer, you should definitely understand that the person you're going to be working with is someone you're going to be working with for 5 or 6 months. So
that's right.
You do have some of the best sales counselors I've ever seen in construction.
Thank you, Alicia.
Folks.
Appreciate that.
Okay, so if you're thinking about buying, selling, or building a new home, pull out your cell phone right now. Put in this number, 817-925-2546. That's 817-925-2546. Send a text to the show here at Real Talk Texas. One more time, that number is 817-925-2546. In the studio with us today, we've got Aaron Graham of Highland Homes. We've got Alicia Trevino of Alicia Trevino Century 21. And Alicia, if we're out there thinking about buying or building a new house, I think a lot of people think you just got to drive around and see the neighborhoods there and figure out, walk into the model and things like that. And that can be very time consuming. I know a lot of people they want to get things done quickly now. So how do they get started in thinking about building a new home?
Well, definitely they want to start with a good realtor who understands the builders, the construction, the locations that they're located in. And a good builder is always going to want you to have
representation.
Thank you. I was looking for that word. Sometimes
and it doesn't cost them any money, right?
It doesn't cost them any money. And we also could get in there and we give them ideas about what to expect. What is a standard feature? What flooring is going to go in there? There's so many decisions that have to be made. And also they may have a home to sell, and that's another thing that we can assist them with. So really and truly, the very first thing you should do, call a realtor, go out to the builders, and they're going to assist you and guide you in making those decisions. But then once we do find the right builder for you, and Highland is one of the best, we then hand you off to the sales counselor. And I would like to talk a little bit about, what to expect, because I think a lot of people don't think that they can buy a new home, or it's way too complicated, and it really is not. It's very simple when you're working with the right people.
And Aaron, what percentage of the homes that are sold by you guys do the buyers have representation?
About 86%, which we think is probably the high in the industry, and we love that. Our relationship with realtors from the very beginning of Highland Homes back in 1985, we value that relationship, and they play an integral part in the new home purchase.
Or if you're listening, you're out there driving around today, and you're thinking about driving by some communities, we're going to talk about some communities. We're going to talk about how to make that transition from being in a house right now, and how do you make that leap into a new home construction when you come back after the break. So stay tuned here to Real Talk Texas, KLIF, News and Information, AM 570.